introduction. So Mavrick Technologies is an actual flying car. We finally got the flying car pitch we've been talking about for 10 years, so please help me welcome Max Owens.
Hey everybody, my name is Max Owens. I'm the founder and CEO of Mavrick Technologies, and I'm here to tell you guys how we're revolutionizing the way that you travel.
Can you speak up, please?
Yes, sorry about that. So the average driver spends about 48 hours in traffic every year. That's 2 full days. What if I told you that you could fly to work and avoid the traffic altogether? Introducing the Mark 8, Mavrick's fully customizable passenger drone that's also autonomous and designed to make anyone a pilot. Now, can you just fly these things wherever you want to? Not just yet. However, Mavrick's building the tools and the technology so that when the time comes and the legislation allows for it, we will have the expertise to dominate the field. So here you can see the Mavrick Mark 8 with 8 motor redundancy, a ballistic parachute, a fully enclosed carbon fiber cockpit, as well as a space-grade aluminum roll cage. It's electronically limited to a top speed of 63 miles per hour and a maximum height of 1,500 feet. A 2-hour charge will get you approximately 80 miles distance, and it can carry anyone up to 315 pounds. So I finished building the first prototype last summer. It took about 4 years of hard work, programming, designing, and building. And through a friends and family funding round, I raised $26,000 to fund the build. So by the end of last summer, I flew in it successfully and can confidently say that it was an experience like no other. Throughout the process, I was also lucky enough to start a pro bono deal with Holland & Knight. So we have 3 pending patents, and we have also started trademarking the logo as well as the name. We also have multiple requests for pre-order, by the way. So it's a very small market, so there aren't a lot of competitors just yet. However, we do beat the competitors that do exist in both customizability and ease of use with our autonomous capabilities. Our biggest competitor is Jetson Aero. They have over 250 pre-orders, and they started taking them last year. On the bottom, you can see their prototype, and on the top, you can see ours.
Awesome.
So the issue that a lot of people have with these drones is the safety aspect of it. So that's why we made it our first priority. We have outfitted the Mavrick drone with the highest safety redundancy on the market. We're also allowing our customers to customize both the cosmetics as well as functionality of the drone. So they'll be able to change the color of the drone, the interior material, as well as other things that are functionality, which is stuff like motor count, motor layout, and sensor count. We're also not mass manufacturing these, so we will be working one-on-one with each of our customers to make sure that their vision for the drone is fully carried out. So besides what I've already mentioned, what makes Mavrick different? One thing is that it features a polygonal body shape, which means that it consists of only flat faces, which makes it really easy and quick to manufacture. It also makes it heavily modular and modifiable, which means that we basically just bolt on the plates. So we'll be designing things like camera mounting plates, safety equipment mounting plates, and infrared mounting plates, so that it can be used for more than just personal flight. It can be used for stuff like search and rescue and military application, which we also have a pending patent on, by the way. We also have a patented object avoidance. So Team Mavrick consists of 5 amazing team members. Ryan Ellis is my Cornell engineering friend. He is our CTO, and he's currently at the Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory. He's been working on drone technology and rocketry for over 2 years now, so he's very well equipped for that. Dr. James Edge has raised over $1.2 million for other companies. He's our CIO, Chief Investment Officer. He's an entrepreneur, as well as a financial literacy expert. Mr. Sam Johnston is our advisor. He's a business growth specialist, and he is a monthly Forbes writer. And our tech advisor, Dr. Mason Peck, is a former NASA chief technologist and current Cornell professor. So it costs us $30,000 to build each drone, and we plan on selling them at a base price of $119,000. That puts us at a profit margin of, at lowest, $89,000. It will depend on how much our customers want to customize. So the eVTOL market is a $5.41 billion market, and the service available market, which is the ultralight category, is this isn't updated. It's actually $2.5 billion. And then the service available market, which is America, is about 375 million. And because we have first mover advantage and it's a really small market, we believe we'll be able to capture about 8% of the market. So for our next steps, we're planning on finishing our pre-production model by the end of this year and working on influencer marketing as well as social media. By the next summer, we plan on having our pre-orders taken care of, as well as working on content and search marketing. And then by the fall of next year, we're going to do a hard product launch and working on search engine optimization, as well as partnerships. So we're in pre-seed, and our goal is to raise $200,000, 45% of which will go towards the R&D, research and development for the Mark 9, which, like I said before, is our pre-production model. 25 will go towards facilities, 10% will go towards marketing and promotion, and the other 20% will go towards hiring and payroll. Thank you so much for listening.
Unless you want me to.
Yeah, you start.
So Max, so everybody raise your hand. Everybody raise your hand. Right, leave your hand up if you agree with the following statement. This is pretty freaking cool. That's really cool. So where is this legal and where is it illegal? Because like I can't zip over here today from my house, right?
Right. So it's pretty it's a pretty new concept. So there are a lot of changing laws and upcoming laws.
Because it's illegal most places, right?
Right. But on private land, it's actually allowed up to a certain altitude. So that's kind of where we're focusing on. It's more recreational to begin with, and just letting people fly around and working on actual technology so that when it is possible to fly elsewhere, we'll be ready for that.
So I have a couple things I want to say. This is cool.
Thank
You did a great job. Good materials, all that stuff.
Thank you so much.
All right. Go to your raise slide. Okay.
Right.
I'm going to say something I almost never say. This is way too small.
Okay.
This is way too small.
Right.
You're talking about such a big idea
Mhm.
and such a huge opportunity and such a gigantic potential. Right. To change the world. Right.
Mhm.
Raising 200,000
Right.
makes it seem like you don't know how big it is.
Okay, gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because like this is pretty inspiring. It seems like a big thing.
Right.
That's one.
Mhm.
Okay. Number two is this. Facebook got started by having a good idea and finding a really small niche where they would do it. Just a handful of elite colleges.
Right.
And they stayed there for a while. I think that what you need to do, the one thing you need to do, is think really hard about where's that niche.
Okay.
Where's that niche for you guys? Where's that foothold
Right.
where you're not going to run afoul of regulators, where you're not going to run afoul, your customers aren't going to run afoul of the law,
Right.
and you can go sell several hundred units, right? And so like, just thinking about it, dude, ranchers,
Right.
People who live on islands,
Sure,
like rural places, that kind of thing, right?
Right.
Because this will only be something if people start using it practically in the world.
Right. Okay.
Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I would work really hard to find a use case of how this started. And there's a story, it's not ready to me, but there's a really good book about Rockefeller called Titan.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And he had a lot to do with the electrification of America. Right?
Okay.
I would go find that book and find that section because they did some really unique things. Electricity was illegal, right? All the time.
Okay.
And they did some things, find some niches where people could use it.
Okay.
And then you went to your friend's house and it was like, this light's pretty kick-ass, Max.
Right.
How do I get one, right?
Yeah, sure.
I would really spend a lot of time thinking about where can we go and sell 500 of these.
Okay, gotcha.
The first 500.
Right.
Go to Wyoming.
Right.
Right? I mean, those guys, it's a long freaking way from here to there, right?
Yeah.
There's no cops, man. Like, just freaking So,
Yeah, no, I'm in the same place.
Yeah.
I thought that said 2 million per second. So just to hit on Chris's point, like it doesn't square off.
Okay.
The idea is too big for you to ask for 200,000 bucks.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you want to back into an easy number, like, hey, I'm at Cornell, just do 200 grand. Like, you should be able to knock out a grant from Cornell. Like twice that would be my guess in this semester.
Yeah, you need to be asking for
Press
10, 10 or 100 times that.
Yeah. So anyway, that's
And you're
just
selling
easy.
5% of the company, like something times.
Yeah. And then on like to Chris's point, like where my brain is grinding, it's like I'm in the same place. And there's like a personal story connection point. Like, I think it was 96 or 97. I saw the guys at iRobot demonstrate the robot picking up Cheerios, right? And we're like, Cheerios? Like, I don't get it. And they're like, house cleaning. It had been an industrial military application at MIT. Rodney Brooks, Helen, Colin, the whole team, right? And it was like, oh, okay, now I get it. Like, we're gonna pick up Cheerios. It was like kids, babies dropping Cheerios. Everybody got it. And that just made it click, and we invested, right? So it's like, you kind of need that hook. Maybe it's farm, maybe it's ag, maybe it's ranching, I don't know. But you've got to take it from like, no, why am I going to say no, to like, oh, this guy's onto something.
Because like, so raise your hand if you'd be interested in having, set the price aside, right? Raise your hand if you think you'd have an interest in having one of these things, right? There's a lot of people who are going to want one who can't. Because all of them can't. None of you can have one. Because none of them can use it legally, right? I mean, all of them would be, you know, they'd get in trouble. One would rob one with narcotics. But so you got to go someplace where like it's easy and free for people to just go do it, right? Okay. I'm telling you, man, big sky country out there. Like rich people with ranches out there where there's long distances. They own it. Okay. There's a lot of that. Right. You know? Right? Yeah.
The other thing I would chew on here, like I totally agree. I would crank this summer on some of those end markets, those use cases. They'll probably be your investors too, would be my guess.
1,000,000%.
That's just an easy way to raise $2 million and sell your stuff. Okay. And then there's like the other, you know, the other work here, which is like, how are you going to spend the next, whatever it is, 2 to 3 or 4 years of your time? Like I think staying ingrained in the university, engineering, you know, with mentorship, like that can be part of your story. I think one other thing I was going to recommend short term is this month, the next 2 months, build 2 different pitches. Okay. Build a pitch that's going to blow people's minds, right? Whatever you want to call that, PR comms, build your brand. Okay. And then there's like, here's what I'm going to do for the next 24 to 36 months, and here's why I want you to help. Okay. Maybe it's me writing a check, maybe it's me giving you 20 hours a month, whatever the ask is. Okay. It's just going to show you can kind of separate the vision from like, here's how I'm going to use my time wisely. Okay. Because you got, like, again, your most valuable commodity right now is time. Right. Okay.
Hold on, this guy's chomping.
I am. Actually, I just got back to me, but I am.
Do you think?
I have 2 really quick
Yes,
things
back
that I want to, I think I have 2 really quick things I want to say. One, I think that there's a little bit of a disjoint when you talk about sizable market. Okay. And I swear that you said that your biggest competitor had 250 pre-sales or something. Right. It sounds very small. Okay. So if it's 250 pre-sales, it sounds very small. Maybe it's a very fractured market. You can say, hey, we're going to come in here, we're going to dominate this market, we're going to kind of collapse all these fractured, individuals and companies, right? Right. 250 doesn't. If that's the biggest competition right out there right now, right, that's not very big. Okay, gotcha. The second one, I like the Big Sky Montana multimillionaire, business. If you're looking at mid-market and down-market, and you want to pitch that as a thing, you might want to do some research. A lot of companies, when they dominate the market, think Uber, right? They went and they made it legal, right? It was illegal everywhere. They went and made it legal. So their pitch was, here's how we're working with municipalities to make it legal. Okay. So either you're doing that or someone else is doing that, but you need to know who's doing it, right, and what they're on track to do. Okay, got it. Thank you so much.
Who else wants to say something?
It looks like a great way to kill yourself. What happens when one rotor fails?
Yeah, so right now we have 8 motor redundancy, so actually on the first prototype, 2 motors can go out and you'll still be okay. But on the next one, which we've already designed, the Mark 9, that has 12, so 4 can go out and you'll still be all right.
And a parachute.
Yeah, and a parachute.
Who else? One more thing, yeah, you.
So a couple things. One, as you're designing this, make it so you don't have, that your consumers don't have to change their behavior to use it, because behavior change and modification from an end user and purchaser is very difficult to overcome. Okay. And makes your sales price even that much bigger, if that makes sense. Okay. So minimize any behavior change. Secondly, I was working on a product for the hunting industry. You can't use this in that industry. But the point of that, to go back to what they said about making it legal, I ended up having like PETA coming after me and all these different people, and had to go to senators and Congress people to kind of fight through that. Right. And it became another part of my business. So make sure you're kind of aware of that as you're moving forward.
I wouldn't spend any time at all trying to change the laws myself, because you'll die trying. And it won't work anyway, right? I just go where it's legal. Like, I mean, make them arrest you. I used to work in the gaming industry, and like changing, like, just, you know, here's a fun thing to say. Gambling in America is illegal everywhere except where it's not. And that's actually the law, right? And so this is legal somewhere. Go there. So
All right,
shit out of it there.
we're going to go ahead and end that.